I want to show you how to start an order in ANOW from after you've pulled all the files from the tax records and the MLS. It's very simple. You just start a new report, and you just start keying in the address. A lot of times it's already in there, and starts pulling as soon as you get to a certain spot in the address. So I look right here, it shows that there are no duplicates found, which means we have not put this address into our ANOW system. That doesn't mean we haven't done a previous appraisal on this address, but it does mean that we have not done one and put it in ANOW. The legal description comes straight from the tax records. It comes from the land section, or it might come from just the tax assessor's card if it's Madison County. The best way to enter the information is to copy and paste it. That way it's verbatim from what is on the tax information. This order was, you put in from here, this is from the AMC's name, or it might be the lender's name if they're a direct lender that uses a dashboard instead of an AMC. So this came from ValueNet. And most of this information either comes straight from the tax card or it comes from the order itself. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at the order. Each dashboard is different, each order form is different, but they all have the same information on it. It tells us what the order number is. It tells us what the borrower's name is, what kind of product they want, whether they want this is a desktop, so it's going to tell us what kind of desktop it wants, if it's a 1004, if it's a 2055, if they want a full appraisal or a drive-by appraisal. All of that information is on the order. We're looking for, at this point, the client reference number, which is this order number right here. Then we need the loan number. Sometimes we'll have it, sometimes we won't. You've got to look around a little bit. Then there's PNC Bank. Okay, this does not have a loan number, so we're going to leave that blank. And the type of report they wanted is a ValueNet 55 with comp photos. So we want to put in here that they want a VN 55 with images. And that was PNC Bank. So, and this says, the difference is this says PNC Bank. We have two different PNCs that have ValueNets. We want to make sure we put in the right one. So we want PNC Bank, not PMC Home Equity, because it needs to match the order correctly. We know that the last name of the homeowner is Keith. Just want to make sure we have the borrower correct. It's Honor and Corinne Keith. So we want to make sure that we put both names in there. Sorry, wrong one. And then we need to look to see if there's a phone number or an email address. Looks like they only gave us phone numbers. So I always go back and put the dashes in just so they're easier to read. You have to, on a ValueNet, you have to read to make sure that we can call, whether or not we can call the homeowner or not. I've read all of these instructions and it says that we can call the homeowner. So on a ValueNet contact for access, since this is a desktop, all we're going to do is put in OK to call borrower. If we were going to be getting into a property because it was for sale, this contact information might be the name of the listing agent, or it might be the homeowner who owns it that's selling the house. But in this case, we're just going to put OK to call the borrower. There were no add-ons on this. And the tag for this property is Morgan County, so it's 6G, Morgan County. And remember how I said that this says there's no other duplicates found? We need to know right up front in the comment section whether or not we've ever done a previous appraisal on it. I, in the meantime, have checked total and we have not. So the first note I put in here is no previous appraisal. I'm going to again put OK to call borrower. This is not a purchase. We're going to use this drop down. We're going to find what we want. We want an asset valuation. This excuse me, ValueNet is an AMC, and we want a desktop appraisal. This order is for K, so we're going to put in K's name right here. The reviewer for this one is going to be Jason. It just depends on the situation. Kay usually does her own reviewing, but Jason helps her with her ValueNets. And then that file number, I'm going to use that same reference number that we used for the client reference number for the file number. The appraisal task complete, if it was a 1004, it would be main. But because it is a ValueNet, it actually has its own workflow, so we're going to do a ValueNet workflow. And the fee, I believe, is right here on it. It's $75. It says that the vendor fee is $75. It's right there. And there's no appointment, but the due date. Due date is March 14th, so we're going to put that in here. It's got a drop-down calendar. It's the easiest way to do it. And then it's going to want to know what time. It's if it's not indicated on the order itself what time something is due. This one says 8:13 a.m. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to put in 8. We'll just go 8 a.m. But on occasion, it won't say anything. So you usually have till the end of the day. Certain clients have certain amount of time that they allow us. So they're due at 5 o'clock. Some of them are due at 6 o'clock. And that is all in the vendor instructions. This allows us to drop the files in that we've already pulled from the tax records, etc. And all we have to do is go in and add all of our files right into the order, and then there's this one marker. It says if it's rush, please mark this, and if it is rush, this one just doesn't happen to be. If it is rush, you indicate right here. And when you add the property in to ANOW, and you view it, that rush indicator would be checked right here. Now we know the appraisal has already been assigned to K, so we're going to check that off. And we have created our work file, and we have our tag indicator, so we can mark off that the work file is completed. When we do regular reports where the appraiser leaves and doesn't do it from the desktop, if they leave, this workflow is different, and I'll show you that workflow in another video. And this is what the workflow looks for a desktop. And that is how you add an order for a ValueNet to ANow.